This week on Snarks and Crafts, electromagnetic rays meet electromagnetic slaves. Today I'm making tinfoil hats with my friend and Impractical Jokers production designer, Will Thaxton. Now,
Hey, Will!
Hi.
Back attack!
You doing well?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome. Surviving. I don't know if it's perimenopause or fascism, but we're getting through it. It's hard to tell if it's a global crisis or just an internal one at any given time, but we are going to craft our way through that.
And they're fighting each other. They're fighting each other for dominance over your anxiety.
At any point in time, if I just start acting like a royal bitch, I don't know necessarily who to blame. I'm like, is it the global collapse, hormonal collapse?
So you have double excuses. So
I have double excuses. Yeah.
I see you.
You don't even have to be in perimenopause to understand that I'm a bitch.
I'm an empathetic perimenopause.
You're a perimenopausal empath.
I'm just telling you things that I've kind of heard that I don't fully understand what they mean.
But I also just like the fact that you're like, I don't know what the hormonal imbalance is that you're going through, but I empathize with it. Do you mind if I introduce you by your professional title? Let's give a little background. Will is the head of production designer and, dare I say, prank supervisor on the Impractical Jokers comedy prank show, which has had over 300 episodes, a movie. You've performed live on Madison Square Garden stage. Over the course of 12 seasons, you've helped do all the pranks on a comedy prank show. But more importantly than that, Will's my friend. I kind of would love to, there are a lot of different things I would love to talk about. We went to high school, we went to prom together. We
look cute.
We do look cute. I think we still got it.
We look the same.
But you're a production designer on the Impractical Jokers. So in my mind, I think about coolest jobs in the world. Production design on a show based around physical comedy where you have to take an idea and then turn that joke into a crazier joke with your hands and your ideas is probably one of the cooler jobs I've ever heard of. When I rank jobs, I think National Geographic photographer, marine biologist, we all kind of wanted to be those things.
Yeah.
Then Nepo baby or like an illegitimate child of Elon Musk, that seems pretty good. And then there's production designer for the Impractical Jokers. You literally build time machines, human salads, human piñatas, cement. Human salads. I've gone through your Instagram. So I do want to start off by saying I think you have one of the coolest jobs in the world. And as we make crafts today, I would love to hear a little bit more about the process. Because from where I sit, you are one of the Impractical Jokers because you're making the sets for the joke. So you are a joker. And so at some point, I would love to hear all about that as you guys are going into is this the final season?
We don't know. We're going into the 13th season. Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13 Saloon.
According to Taylor Swift, that works really well. And I would think if this podcast really pops off, you guys are going to be around for 14.
I know.
I have a feeling.
You're lucky, guys. You're welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome, boys.
Let's talk crafts.
Okay.
Let's talk crafts really quickly, and we're going to get into a lot.
It's crafts time!
All of my guests get a list of crafts, and you chose tinfoil hats. So I sent you a box of supplies, including a box of tinfoil. I sent you feathers. Do you want to unbox? You can unbox.
Yeah, this is an unboxing thing.
This is your unboxing. So every single one of my guests gets sent a box of crafts in the mail, craft supplies, based on, look at that. I think I sent you some aluminum foil, some feathers, pipe cleaners, glue. If I was smart, I sent you some googly eyes because I just think that they...
These are awesome.
Yeah, they can go on anything. And let's let the crafting begin as we see fit. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that I bought generic aluminum foil, just called Value.
I wasn't going to say
foil.
anything. It's not my brand, but...
I just didn't want to support Big Foil.
I just didn't want to support Big Foil. I'm sure Big Foil is terrible because every company is terrible.
I'm sure Big Foil is terrible. Though it is fascinating to me that we have, this is a pretty cool thing to have in your house, which is bendable metal in a roll.
Yeah,
it's also kind of wild.
Absolutely.
When you think about what Big Foil is, you're like, it's just sheets of metal. How about this? Why don't I read you a Wikipedia entry about tinfoil hats? According to Wikipedia, a tinfoil hat is a hat made from one or more sheets of tinfoil or aluminum foil, or a piece of conventional headgear lined with foil, often worn in the belief or hope that it shields the brain from threats, such as electromagnetic fields, mind control, or mind reading. Some people, called tinfoil hatters, have a belief that such hats prevent mind control by the government, spies, mobsters, corporations, the extraterrestrial, or paranormal beings that employ ESP or the microwave auditory effect. People in many countries who believe that they are targeted individuals subject to government, corporate, or criminal spying or harassment, and have developed websites, conferences, conference calls, and support meetings to discuss their concern, including the idea of protective headgear. So tinfoil hatters are a real group, and we are gonna make our tinfoil hat today. So I guess for my first question, of all the crafts I gave you, why tinfoil hats?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was whimsical, and I liked that we could wear it. And I liked that it really can be anything.
Yeah.
And like, I know that my hat is going to be different from your hat, and it's going to like explain a little bit about our different personalities.
Yeah.
It's like a silly, fun thing, and there's no stakes, and you get to express yourself. Seriously, that's God's honest.
But that's what this is
not
all
joking.
kind of about too. Is like the fun of like crafting and like not knowing what you're about to do. Do you know what you're gonna make out of your tinfoil
No, I'm
hat?
gonna
Or are
make
you
it
gonna
up,
let
and
it
that was
just
part of the
flow?
fun too. I wing everything for better or for worse.
You're doing everything for better.
Well, I had a conversation with someone this morning about trying to not do that anymore. I think I've done a pretty good job about not winging it, but I do fall back into my own defaults. Making it up.
If it helps, it seems like our world leaders are. So I mean, like, what are you gonna do?
I know, it's true. So maybe
Right? Like who knows? Who knows?
who
got
knows?
got a clue?
Yeah, because the
Zero.
Iran war was so planned out.
Right. Like, winging it. They're putting a UFC. We're all winging it. So
God,
I say go for it. Here's a picture of what I think of when I think of a traditional tinfoil hat. I wanted to show you that. It has that kind of pointy cone feeling. I'm not entirely sure why they like traditionally have that. Is that based on? There's probably some sort of movie.
Trying to
reference.
get in the frequency of the trying to get into the astral plane.
Right. Oh, yeah.
The
I hadn't
frequency
considered
of the
astral
universe,
plane.
Claire.
The frequency of the
Trying to
universe.
Get into the that one streamline that all the songs and art and music and culture and love and everything comes from.
Okay, so with the pointy part on the top of your hat, you think that the love, music, and culture will be able to impregnate my brain?
I'm trying to remember something Keith Richards said in an interview I saw 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find that quote.
I'm trying to remember. There's like several musicians that I like that talk about like there's that thing that you can plug into that all music comes from. I like that idea of like the point on the tinfoil hat is pointing right at that invisible stream that floats through the air.
And so then you'll be like soaking up all the like music, but also probably the genius of the electromagnetic.
Stealing all the genius of other people.
So I say let's get crafting, and we can talk some shit.
Let me get my scissors and
Get
some
your
tape.
scissors.
No.
Start pulling out this generic, locally sourced, small batch artisanal foil from like I think it's in like that Vermont Green Mountain region.
Okay, I'm here. Everything's
Do
fine.
I look like
back.
I'm about to make an omelet at a country club for you?
You ever see when Peggy Sue got married?
Yes, but it's been a while.
Right? It's been a long. Don't they wear hats that? Aren't they trying? Here, just stay with me on this.
We're walking.
I'm talking about a movie that I haven't seen since the mid to late 80s when I was little. And I don't think it did very well at the box office.
No,
was a
but I do
Francis Ford
remember it
Coppola.
at Blockbuster. Like I remember walking by it at Blockbuster and seeing the cover.
It's her
That's
with the keyhole. And then
It's
Nick
the keyhole.
Cage.
It's the keyhole.
Nicolas Cage was her boyfriend from high school that I think is her husband. Don't they wear hats in that? That's why I brought it up.
Hey, David, do they wear hats like this in the movie When Peggy Sue Got Married?
A movie that
He doesn't remember
nobody-
either, but I bet he remembers the cover from Blockbuster. Okay, so this is actually a segue. You and I grew up together. We've been friends since high school, and I think we kind of connected because we went to a very private Southern high school where people were like had double names. People were named like Betty Sullivan and Rand Remington and.
Was there a Betty Sullivan?
No, I was trying to make up a fake one so I didn't out anyone for having a double name.
No, that's good. You could
like,
say a name and I wouldn't even know because I don't remember.
But it was kind of a conservative, non-creative world where I think you and I kind of connected over being artistic kids, creative kids, in like an otherwise hacky country club universe. But you were in the class above me and you were voted most artistic.
I was.
And so was I.
I was.
So
were you really?
Yeah, in my class. Then we ended up living in Williamsburg, Brooklyn together, which is what I'd actually like to talk about because it was really a fascinating time to be in Williamsburg because you and I were there together from 2004. I mean, I feel like we were in Williamsburg. We were roommates for part of it, not roommates for part of it, but we were there during 2004 to 2008, which is, I feel like, such a fascinating time. We were in hipster land when the modern notion of hipsters was being invented and kind of propagated in our neighborhood, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
To actually be able to say you lived in the place where the thing was happening while it was happening. Like Haight-Ashbury in the 60s, I think of London, in the punk era. I don't know, am I being too crazy to say that like living in Williamsburg in 2005 was a little bit like living in, I think of the Strokes, I think about the rise of the iPod, the rise of the irony dressing, men wearing like boat shoes, the joke of like, you would wear boat shoes as a joke to be like, I'm not going on a yacht anytime soon. That's the joke.
Irony.
Irony
was king.
Oh, I got this. So here's Will and Claire, 7, just to show that. Look at that eyeliner. Look at my eye. I spent a lot of time straightening that hair, I'll tell you that.
You look
much.
awesome in that picture.
I know. We still got it.
You like, I know.
Still got
You like, no shit.
Well, because anytime I look at a picture of myself from like long ago, I'm always like, I thought I was so ugly and fat, and now I look at it and I was 20 years younger and 20 pounds lighter. If only I could go back to those years where I was quote unquote ugly and fat.
I know, we're so mean to ourselves. We're so mean to ourselves when we're young. Like, it just sucks. Like, it's just the worst.
Yeah.
I want to be like, it's cheesy to say, and it's kind of a cliche, but just be nice to yourself when you're in your 20s because it's so hard. It's hard enough as it is, You
have to be nice to yourself, but then I also.
And you're just not. You're the fucking mean. I'm a nightmare. You're just the meanest person to yourself in your 20s.
And other people.
You drink and you ingest drugs and you're mean to people you hook up with, and it's just like.
It's almost like you're fighting for your life and you're just doing it like your arms are like. Yeah, I feel like your 20s are supposed to be great, but I actually feel like I'm so much happier now because I have confidence and I, am not treating people like shit and waking up in a sea of my own shame all the damn time. But you have to be nice to yourself in your 20s. I also think you have to be nice to yourself when you get older and realize that you were just a kid and you didn't know what you were doing. And I don't know. Sometimes you gotta be like the version of me, that would do lines of cocaine off the table in the basement of a place called Trash Bar. She needs grace. She needs grace.
I was with you for that. I remember that night. That was a Tuesday. It wasn't even.
That was a Tuesday. I love that we remember that.
Tuesday. We all had work in the morning.
We all had work in the morning. Didn't stop us.
No, I'm looking.
I just like that it's also we didn't go into the bathroom. We just did it.
No, we were cowboys. We didn't give a shit.
What else do you remember
there for
about
a lot
that?
of it.
It was just so
cool?
interesting time to be there where it was like the skinny jeans.
I just had a conversation this morning about or maybe last night about skinny jeans. I was talking to this person about someone told me years ago whatever was cool when you're 19, 20 is your idea of cool for the rest of your life. I mean, you're just that's that sort of rock and roll, Strokes, Ramones, throwback thing is just what I will think is cool forever, and that's not always what's in vogue or whatever.
Oh my god, I feel like super glue only glues my fingers.
We filmed with a band called Steel Panther in Los Angeles, and they're like a metal band, but their lyrics are hilarious. The other Jokers wanted to put Murray in a drum. That was the whole premise.
Okay,
Did
sorry.
you see this?
Hold,
Yeah.
please. So the other Jokers wanted to put Murray in a drum, like in the drum of the drum kit on stage?
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
the drum. Like as the
Okay.
band was playing, and like, so yeah. So basically, like what happened was we get this club in downtown Los Angeles, and downtown LA is you get your googly eyes.
I got my googly eyes. I think I'm gonna go googly eyes first. Keep going. Sorry.
You put the googly eyes on the fucking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that sketch. I'm also trying to not cut my headphone cord.
Yeah. We could do some damage, I think.
I
to,
also
like, our
can't
actual
find my
equipment.
favorite scissors, and that's just like it's my own fault. It's bugging the shit out of me right now. I'm very sentimental about like certain things. Like this is my knife, and I
Yeah.
really can't. If I don't have this knife, I'm like a little bit upset.
Yeah. As one should be.
And it's like gone all the time, and people borrow it because it's awesome. And then I'm like, it's just, and I have to pretend like it isn't bothering me, but it's fucking bothering me.
Because you don't want to be the guy who has a special knife.
And I'll be like, I just really need.
Ooh, you guys,
That,
my
that,
knife,
nothing's
guys.
better than that knife.
Who took my knife?
No, yeah, you know.
My special scissors are gone.
Well, that's
I'm just kidding.
Hey man, hey man.
No, I completely get it. Look, I absolutely get it. I have a favorite spoon, okay? So
Yeah.
I can't knock
No.
anyone. No, everyone's got their favorite thing. It's weird though, because like I feel like when we lived in Williamsburg, it was like where you lived when it was the only place you could afford, and now I can't afford Williamsburg.
No.
Like we lived there because you get a shot and a beer for $5. I think our apartment was, $800 a piece. And now
$750. It might have been $650 when we first moved in. It was cheap.
to be fair, it wasn't habitable by humans.
Also, Claire, there wasn't a lease. There was nothing on paper. It was a handshake. I would meet up with Robert Paghetto, and I
It
would
sounds
take
like a drug deal.
And I was just telling this story, and they were laughing.
It was a drug deal.
Yeah, it was a drug deal. No, and it's interesting. I thought about this last night because we didn't move to Williamsburg because it was a scene. We moved there because I found a cheap apartment.
Yeah, because we could afford it.
I found a sublet. Like I was like, I had the flu,
Totally.
and I was sleeping on couches, and it was the middle of winter, and I was working the Armory show. I was like an ombudsman, that's whatever that means. And
I
I
know-
was working the Armory show. And I don't even, I hate to say that, I don't even know where that word comes from or really what it means, but I know what the job was. And so
Yeah.
I'm doing that. I'm sleeping on couches, and I've got a hell of a cold, and I just need my own spot. And I think I saw that apartment in like the back of the Village Voice, like a
Did
sublet.
you really?
Yeah, it's like, that just dates everything. It's just the most New York City thing. But I saw it in the back of the Village Voice. Yeah.
I would love to ask you a few questions about what it is like to do your job on the Impractical Jokers.
Sure.
Because this is a prank show and it's a comedy show, which means that typically when you watch the episodes, one or many of the Impractical Jokers are pranking each other. So I guess my question is, where do the ideas come from for what the prank is, and then how does it get to you, and what is your role? So like,
Oh, okay.
you have a writer's room, they write pranks, and then do they call you in and say, Will, here's our next episode, here's what we want to build?
Well, so technically, I don't think they like to use the word pranks. I think they would describe it as, like, at least back in the day, they would describe, it's a prank show, but they
Right.
would describe it as like a game show. Like the three guys are competing against each other. The whole premise behind the show is that they have to embarrass themselves. Like they're never trying to embarrass or make someone feel foolish. They are the ones that feel foolish. They're the ones. That's like the shtick. That's the spiel.
Yeah,
That's
and it's part of the reason it's so charming.
That's the thesis.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's-
thesis.
That's the thing.
That's
So we have, we got three guys and they know each other really well. So, maybe one guy will have an idea to prank, Murr will have this thing that he wants to prank Sal, or Q will want to prank Murr. Like one guy will have an idea against one other guy, or like two guys versus one. Or we have a writer's room, the comedy producers, and they write ideas and they'll pitch ideas to Q and say, all right, Q, this is an idea, but we want to get, Sal. It's a big collaborative effort of all those guys. The writers work with the Jokers, and one will come in 1 week.
feels like you're then the linchpin in a weird way, because it's like there are these, I know what it's like to have an idea on paper, but like If they say we want to do, I saw some pictures, for instance, on your Instagram of a human piñata.
Oh, that aired.
Okay.
No, that's like, I was with this person last night, with the girl that I'm seeing, and I was talking to her about being on this, and like, you know, what am I most proud of? And that's one of them. That aired. But that was back in 2012. It was a long time ago.
That is, so I've been going through, so I guess I'm trying to understand the process. So they come to you and they have an idea, and then you have to sit there and kind of figure out how to take this kind of elaborate comedy idea and build it so that it actually works and creates a moment of comedy. So whether it's a table that breaks away or a human piñata, you're looking at a piece of paper with a script and an idea, and then you have to go make it.
Yes, ma'am.
So
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So what's that creative process like? Like someone says to you, human piñata, or someone says to you, we need salad to fall from the sky.
Yeah.
What's your creative process like? Do you sit down and start?
Well, I'll tell you this. It used to be they would bring me into the writer's room and they would talk about it. And now, because we've been doing this show for so long, I will just get handed a packet of creative. I will get handed like a phone book or like a packet of fucking papers this thick that I rarely have time to read. I'm always, my job is I'm constantly prioritized, constantly up against the deadline. There's always something coming up. And right now in particular, changing the schedule so much because it's like there's so many variables that I'm always pushing everything aside and trying to run at the hardest thing in the room as fast as I can while my team is managing everything else. And we're trying to work together, and we have like such a good shorthand that basically, like, at this point now, I get a packet of information, I read through it, and they're like, we're going to do this thing on Tuesday, this thing on Wednesday, this thing on Thursday. And I'm like, all right, let's just say piñata suit. Oh, this is a thing where, all right, it's secret, and you want me to dress Murray up as a piñata with a candy belly so that people can hit him with a stick, and then we're going to hoist him up 35 feet in the air over Union Square, and you want to do it in exactly 1 week. Okay. And I have to just figure it out. And I'll talk, and I've been doing it so long that I just fucking do it. I don't even really like.
But this is perfect. If I may say, what you just described was awesome. So they give you, we have to put Murray in a human piñata that has candy coming out of the belly, and the piñata has to go up over Union Square. So you first start going, okay, how do I get a human into a piñata? How do I get candy into it? But it also now has to be hoisted. And so you just start, it's essentially a construction project. So it's a construction project, but with a comedy element.
With a comedy element?
Yeah. So it's like,
there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, we've done, it's all kind of a blur. There's a shit ton of moving parts in these things. So like, for example, the producers had the cherry picker, and we got to figure out where they locate. We have to work with locations and figure out where the cherry picker is going to be. Producers have to be like, what type of cherry picker we're going to get. We got to get the insurance for it. We got to get the insurance to be able to bring it into the city, be able to bring it onto Union Square, be able to drive it onto Union Square.
And a cherry picker is a crane?
It's a crane. Yeah, it's like the basket that goes up, when they fix the power line, something like that. So we got one of those, then we got to like work with a stunt rigger. Like, what does Murray need to wear underneath the piñata suit? And the fact that like we're going to have kids and potentially adults hitting him with wooden dowels and maybe a baseball bat. Murray's got to be protected. So I talk with the stunt rigger about like hiding like martial arts padding or like lacrosse padding, like all through the suit. Mind you, it's like late May, so it's hot as a son of a bitch. He's sweating through the whole damn thing. And then I got to build this piñata suit. At the time, I had no costume experience whatsoever. I had a little bit, but not really. And I went to different costume designers.
So you're just figuring it out. You're just as you go. And
I asked him, how do I do this? And numerous costume designers said, I don't know what to tell you. And I just like
did it anyway.
And now it's now I look back, it's not a big deal and it's pretty easy. And we have a wonderful costume designer who works for the show now who could make that suit with his eyes closed.
Totally.
But at the time we didn't have him. And yeah, I mean, it really was like a learn on the job situation. And there's not a whole lot of time, and there's not a lot of room for failure. And if you fuck it up, you kind of can fuck it up. And also, Murray's never seen the suit, so I can't like try it
Right,
on
because
him.
they're surprised by it too.
It's a
so
surprise.
You have to build,
so it's like literally.
You had to build a man into a piñata suit where Candy came out while he was getting hit by baseball bats and had to be raised over Union Square while he simultaneously did not get hurt by the baseball bats, but you couldn't let him know that he was doing any of it.
That's right.
That's fun.
So that's like so imagine that like times 100 because that's all there ever is. It's like,
What was one of your favorite things you've ever made for the show?
Piñata suit was one of them. We built a room that spins upside down that looks like it's on the International Space Station. Again,
it's a big circular model. What was that for?
That was for we were going to work with an astronaut. It was during COVID where we needed to Zoom more. We couldn't do as much in-person stuff. And Murray was pretending to be an astronaut and he was Zooming to a class full of children pretending to be from outer space, being out in outer space. He's like, yeah, I'm on I'm on the International Space Station, and this is how we eat spaghetti in space. And he's like we're like turning him upside down, but the camera's right here, so the camera moves with him. So from the camera's perspective, you don't know he's upside down. And like he's eating spaghetti and it's falling all over him and he's trying to brush his teeth and I mean, it's such shtick. It's such a funny visual gag.
Yeah.
But it was so fun to work on, and it was hilarious. And Murray loved it, and I love it, and he and I still talk about it.
That's fantastic.
Did I make this too tight? I made it too tight.
No, that's great.
I have a really big head. You know what I mean?
I think you look like the Pope if the Pope was on Mars.
If the Pope was awesome.
Yeah, if the Pope was fun, he would have a foil hat.
Actually, we have a pretty great Pope. He's pretty cool.
He's pretty decent.
From what I can tell.
Is there anything that you've said no to? Have you ever had to say no? You don't say no. You don't say no to... Do you ever pitch comedy sketch ideas for the Jokers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have one that you've pitched in the last few years that you like?
I'll tell you because we're never going to do it. I want to put Murray in a barrel.
And put him down like Niagara Falls?
Well, what I want to do is I want to put him in I've pitched this so many times and no one cares, and that's fine because I think it's great. I want to build like a barrel, right? And like think of a spindle of yarn, right? So
I've seen
like
Disney.
here's right. You've seen Disney.
Yeah.
I've seen it once. I know what it looks like, and like so the circular part, right, is a plexi window, so you can see into it.
Okay.
And the inside is lightly padded. So he won't really get hurt, but it's like these slats all the way around. So it's round, and it's got handles on it. I have a whole idea. And I want to literally, like, we have to roll him from, like, the center of Manhattan to Staten Island or something. And, like, so we have to roll him across the bridge, and he's inside of it, and he's, like, rolling, and we've got cameras everywhere so you can see him going upside down, and we're rolling him, like, through the Lower East Side, like, through Lower Manhattan, through the financial district.
He goes down the Williamsburg Bridge.
He's like down the Williamsburg Bridge.
He gets a little air.
He's through the Hasidic neighborhood.
Maybe you put him on the subway and take him up a few stops.
Put him on the subway, like take him across the, Verrazano, whatever it is. And just
it gets better the more you do. Like, does he get on the ferry to Staten Island? Sorry, it's just really funny.
Right. And I want to find a way to convince him that we're going to throw him off the Verrazano Bridge.
That's
we are we don't really do it. Like we hook it up to some suspension wires and we hoist him up so he feels like he's being thrown and dropped. And I love the idea of making two barrels so that one actually has Murray and one doesn't, and then one gets hit by a car. And because we did a bit,
wonderful.
That's
wonderful. That it explodes at the end is how that has to end. That's how.
Because we did a bit where Murray faked his own death, and it was probably the best. One of, if not the best things we've ever done, I think. And it was really funny. And I was sort of toying with the idea of all right, well, what if we did this instead? But we had a really good plan for that, so that all worked out.
Not to digress, but this just made me think about what you were saying about rolling a guy across Manhattan in a barrel. Do they ever shit their pants?
Not that I know of. I don't think they've ever shit their pants. I mean,
have they ever thrown up?
Oh, man.
I feel like sometimes
they've definitely got.
They are willing to do would send me to the hospital just thinking about it.
They've gotten tougher. Like, they've gotten more used to it.
Yes, you have to be. If you're going to do a show where people are sitting there going, we're going to make you into human salad.
Murray used to be deathly afraid of heights, and he's not. I mean, he's still scared of heights, but like they've definitely like learned how to. But it's still scary. It's tough, you know. But I don't think they've definitely gotten hurt. And I really hate it when they get hurt. I don't like that. I don't want them to get hurt.
No, because you're the guy who's supposed to come up with the lacrosse padding.
That's right.
Yeah, because that means that you didn't give enough lacrosse padding to that.
I didn't. There's not enough fucking. Got to get them lax pads on, bro. You're not doing it right, son.
Are there any pranks that you are proudest of?
Yeah, I mean the room is spun upside down. We did a car full of talking, singing puppets.
You did do it.
The Rube Goldberg was good. We have these. We do a thing called like product gestures where we have to pitch products. We make fake products that the guys have to like pitch in a room. That's really fun. I can kind of remember. It's also like kind of a blur. Like the moment that we shoot something, it is out of my brain.
Yeah, it's like a test. It's like studying for a test in high school where you're like, once the exam is over, you're like, I'm not thinking about that piñata anymore because now I've got to go on and roll someone down the Verrazano Bridge in a barrel. I
got that solid B- I was trying to get, and I'm okay with it.
And I'm fine with that B-. I got the B-.
Yeah, I didn't like fail.
It's funny to think that you sit around all day coming up with piñata, like how to stuff men in piñatas, and men used to go to war. Like your dad fought in the your dad's a veteran, and you make mashed potatoes look like concrete.
Yeah,
no, it's awesome. It's great.
My father lived vicariously. My dad loved my stories. My father lived vicariously through me in some ways. He loved to hear.
I love that.
Like I'd just talk to him, and he'd be like,
"Yeah." He was like, "I did finance," and you're like, "Well, today." Made an automatic salad that drops from the sky.
Like one thing I liked though, I would put the show on when I was down in Virginia with him, and whenever, even just seeing the guys on TV, he would start laughing.
That's great.
He just thought they were so funny.
That's fun. That's great. Okay, so I've gone through your Instagram, and I'm gonna pull out a few videos that I've seen that I was gonna ask you about. I am really attracted to this automatic salad idea. So there's a video. Where you're holding out a bowl and salad drops from the sky. Can you tell me what that sketch was about and what you had to do for it?
That was fun. That's a fun thing we do. It's called house sitters, where we find a location, we find an apartment, we find a house, and then each joker, it's a bit, it's not a punishment. Each joker, one at a time, like we find someone on Craigslist, the producers do, and they say, hey, would you come and watch my apartment for the weekend? Come over Tuesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon, and I'll kind of walk you through what needs to get done. You need to feed the dogs, you need to water the plants or whatever. And the person will walk in, and then one of the jokers will be like, hey, so, there's a monk eating Twinkies, eating ding-dongs in the corner. This is Charlie. Say hi, Charlie. And the guy's like, hi. And then you walk through. It's like, yeah, this is the tug of war wall. There's a rope. There's a person on the other side. And it's like you have to tug the rope, which is hilarious. So Murray was doing this, and we shot that in like Tribeca, just south of Canal Street downtown. It's a beautiful apartment. And one of the things that the writers wrote was automatic salad, like lettuce falls from the ceiling, and then croutons fall, and then tomatoes fall, and then salad dressing falls. So I had an idea for it. I had an idea of how I wanted to work. And then I have this guy who is a really great engineer and industrial designer. He's a good friend. I brought him in, and we talked about my design, and then he actually made it happen. So when you watch that, his name is Matt Grandin, and he's a genius, and he's wonderful. So when you watch that, Matt Grandin is actually hiding up. Matt's like hidden on top of the refrigerator that we then enclose with fake wall, and then it's like this box with different drawers and pulleys that we attach to the ceiling. And so Matt is up on the refrigerator, hidden with these strings, and he's pulling these drawers back, which is dropping salad, then the next drawer dropping croutons, next drawer dropping tomatoes, And then we had like I forget what it was. We do a lot of like fake blood and fake urine stuff. Like one of these like water pump rigs where he's like spraying the salad. And it just worked. Like I knew it would be funny, but it worked even better than I thought it would. It was fucking perfect. It was great when I did it, and on camera when Murray did it, it was absolutely flawless.
That's awesome. So, because it's interesting that then you have to go through and test out the prank. So you have to prank yourself a little.
And to test, that's the thing. Because we're juggling so many things, because I've got so much on my plate and we're so goddamn busy, I really don't have a lot of time to test it. Like the first time we tested that was right before we shot it. That video you see of me on my Instagram, that's the first time we've ever actually done it. And it worked. And we're like, great, works. Let's bring him in. That's
Works,
it.
go. Works,
that was
go.
That was not a tweak and change situation. That was like it's good enough. Get in there.
I think it's such a wonderful example in a weird way of don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Like I almost feel like your creative process and the whole show's creative process is wonderful because I found in my own life and in my own creative process that sometimes the way to solve it is by going and making it and just doing it. And like if it doesn't work, great. If you do it poorly, great. If you do it poorly and you want to try it again, great. But like there's only so much you can do by sitting and thinking. Just go make the damn thing and then see how it works. You have to go make the damn thing. So it seems like such a cool process because it's not only creative with writers and collaborators, but then you have to go make the damn thing. You get to go make the damn thing. And that seems a little bit like Home Depot meets someone who makes children's toys.
Yeah.
You're a construction worker on acid? You're a scientist who likes Home Depot and mushrooms. Like your job is so interesting. I'm working diligently on my foil hat.
Getting there.
I'm getting there too.
Kind of a Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, he is your favorite.
Love old Abe.
You're about to emancipate the enslaved and die in a theater on Mars because it's foil. Will you tell me about concrete mashed potatoes?
It's like the Abe Lincoln murder happened over 200 years ago and it still makes me sad. No.
Too soon. I cannot believe you would reference Abraham, you bastard. Too soon. I want to learn about the instant mashed potatoes concrete.
Oh, sure.
Oh, wait, do you have a drum? You want to tell me a different story?
I want to tell you the drum story. I keep distracting myself because I think I'm ADD.
Because you're enjoying your crafting time.
I'm enjoying it so much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am ADD.
You are. Well, you're ADD. There's no question about it. You're ADHD. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, unmedicated, undiagnosed.
What time did the podcast start? Noon?
I have
what
no
time
idea.
did we actually
Noon.
get started? One? We're ADD. Yeah. I just diagnosed. We're ADHD. I think it's
okay.
Yeah. Great.
So let me just wrap this up. So
Go.
we were filming in Los Angeles. We're filming 2 full weeks. We're doing 2 episodes in LA, so 2 full weeks. And the LA episode, they want to have a big thing where they want to put Murray in a drum. So the team, links up with Steel Panther, this amazing glam rock band. They're hilarious. This throwback to the glam rock from the 80s. We find this awesome venue in downtown Los Angeles, and we get a bunch of people who, I don't remember if they're Jokers fans or Steel Panther fans or they're a combination of both, but people that want to party. And they come down there and it's really fun. The whole place is packed and like the director and the camera guys and the cameras are everywhere. It's a really big deal. In the meantime, we're working on so many different things while we're in Los Angeles. I need to get a drum that's big enough to fit a human in it. So we order a drum on eBay and have it overnighted to my hotel in Beverly Hills. And we get it just in time. And it's like an orchestra drum with like the gong, like bong, so that it's big enough to put a guy inside of it, but it can be also the bass drum of a drum kit for a metal band. And I need to get a clear skin so that you can see on the inside of the drum. So I find this awesome drum factory in Santa Clarita, and I call those guys, and I'm like, hey man, I need like a giant, like 30-inch diameter clear drum skin, and I need it like in 3 days. And the guy's like, hey man, we don't get that stuff to you in for like 3 weeks. And I calmly was like, hey man, listen, I'm from New York City. I don't want to bring that aggressive New York City energy to Los Angeles because you live there. It's not their vibe. No, they don't like it. Nope. So I'm like, hey man, listen, I live in New York City and I'm gonna be on a flight to Los Angeles tomorrow, and we're filming this. It's for a TV show called Impractical Jokers. you ever heard of it? And they were like, shit, we love that show. All the guys in the factory love that show. So they were super stoked to help us. So they just rushed it through and made me 2 clear drum skins that were this big in like 3 days, didn't charge me a rush fee. Just the nicest guys. I went up there, I saw the facility, I met these guys, they were dope as fuck. I brought it back down, put it on the thing. In the meantime, I needed to figure out how to shoot paint and shoot confetti into the drum drum. So my production management find me a shop in Panorama City in the Valley, and I'm there like every day or every night while we're filming late night, trying to, basically hooking a clear tube to a compressor and like shooting paint through the tube and shooting confetti through the tube. And Lucy Goldberg, my art director, she's on set managing set, and then she jumps in the cab and she comes and meets me. So we work late night. And like I couldn't get it just right. I finally figured it out. Finally got it to where it wasn't gonna hurt anybody or kill them, but it was strong enough to make a splash. And we figured it out the night before. We get to the venue, we set it up. We've got this big Steel Panther drum kit, logo on the drum kit. The band comes out there playing. And halfway through the show, one of the Jokers comes up and he pulls the logo off, and you can see the clear skin, and you see Murray in there while the drummer is just pounding.
So
on
Murray's
the bass
been
drum.
in there the whole show,
The whole time, but you don't know until halfway through.
How are these men
Because there's a giant logo that's blocking him. Then you pull the logo off, and there's the clear skin, and there he is. This guy's fucking shredding so hard. The band is killing it. It's so fun. And then I'm in the alleyway with my whole setup on like a folding table, like 25 feet away, like watching on a monitor with an earpiece in, like shooting confetti into it, like putting confetti into the tube, turning the compressor on, putting my thing over it, triggering the whole thing, shooting confetti into it, and then like pouring paint. And I chose like the blue paint and then like the yellow paint, because at the time those were the Joker colors. And it just like, it worked perfectly.
Magic, pure magic.
It was magic, and it was really fun. And it was like, so there's been a lot of those.
It must feel so great when it works. Like
it feels great.
It's not only do you get the success of a great comedy moment, like anytime you watch something funny, you're always going to be happy about it. But you also get the satisfaction of like, oh look, the thing that I needed to worked. Like I feel like it's probably a very satisfying job at times.
It was, and the first time we ever did it was when we did it for camera.
Wow.
I had never done it before. It was all on a hope, on a wing and a prayer.
Do you like sometimes shoot things that don't work?
Problem if it doesn't work. No, it's bad.
Good.
Welcome to the stress of my job.
That sounds awesome.
Welcome to my
when
nightmare.
you can't get the confetti cannon out of the drum that you had built in 2 days' work.
That's right.
It's a problem. Can I ask you about instant mashed potatoes, remote control wheelchair, smoking toilet, sex robot?
Sure. Start with the first one. The fucking concrete.
Concrete mashed potatoes. You watch this video, I'll pop it in here. It looks like concrete, but it turns out you made it out of instant mashed potatoes. And I can't come up with a single reason why you would do that, but I'm sure there's a really funny one.
So we did this thing again in Union Square. It was a punishment for Sal, where it was nothing but head fakes. We were trying to make him think we were going to do horrific things to him and get his imagination going, when really we weren't going to do anything. So it's like, he walks in, he sees like a giant cherry picker with a big sign that says urban bungee. So he's like, I have to bungee off a fucking cherry picker or like whatever else we have in there. And then at one point we had this like walkway of wet cement that he thought he would need to walk through. But the thing is, I don't know if it's the DOT or whoever's in charge of Union Square, they did not want me to bring wet cement into Union Square. They're like, you can't use cement. So I needed to figure out something that would look like wet cement. And I don't know how I figured out mashed potatoes, but I did. I got some concrete grit from Home Depot, and I got like 24 boxes of instant mashed potatoes, and I mixed them together. I got these big, they look like, like a mixture, like, when your mom's making brownies or something. But this giant spin paddle that you put on a drill. So I was making in the back of I was filling contractor buckets with this instant mashed potato, and I was pouring a little bit of dye in there, like make it gray, and I was pouring the grit from Home Depot to try and get the color just right, get the consistency. Because I've mixed concrete before, so I know what it should look like. And trying to mix it, and then I made these framed boxes out of wood that I'm pouring it into. So it wasn't really gonna set, you know, and it could sit for like a couple hours before we filmed this thing. So that was how I did it. And check this out, I was normally wearing goggles when I was mixing them, but one time I wasn't. So I sprayed the grit and the mashed potatoes into my eye, and the next morning I woke up and my eye was so swollen. It looked like I had like you know, Quasimodo and Elephant Man or something. I had to go to the dermatologist and get like an injection because my eye was like so badly swollen. It was horrific.
The funny thing is, I'm like, was it from the grit or was it just from the quality of the instant mashed potatoes that this country makes?
It could have been.
Okay, so that's one of my favorite stories you've told me, partly because it's so, first of all, so wily to figure out how to make something look like wet concrete, but I also like that it was just purely a prop and not the actual thing. You just had to find a way to work around New York City on that one, which is kind of fun. It
was just one of a couple dozen things I was doing that day. And that's a lot of the job, is that it's just one element.
Yeah. But it's test.
When we did that drum thing in Los Angeles, I spent 2 hours at the Home Depot in Santa Monica or Venice, one of those, you know, at the beach, and bought multiple versions of stuff to see what would work. So I definitely, that's like the most fun. I love it.
There's like the experiment and like trying to like, I feel like it's kind of fun because you get to both be creative, but there's like a goal in mind. And I do think there's something fun about being creative for the sake of it. That's kind of what we're doing here today. But like,
there's a hint of engineering and science. And even though I wasn't a very good student in school, I do really enjoy the engineer. I fantasize about going back and studying engineering.
Well, because what you do is a little bit Mythbusters.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Well, you are a Mythbuster, kind of, if you think about it. Like, they're like, oh, let's take a myth
flattering. Thank you. I love those guys.
I mean, it is. Yeah, no, because they're like, let's test out a theory. Like, yours is that. It's just from a different angle, kind of, to me. You're like, let's test out if we can turn a man into a human piñata.
Yeah.
I mean, can you talk to me about the smoking toilet?
Yeah, that was Toilet Soldiers. Toilet Soldiers! There was a song. Casey wrote a song for it. It was really funny. We do these things called product gestures, which is probably my favorite thing we do on the show, but it's also hard. But it's really fun, and we've done it a lot. We've done it probably 12 times. And it's, the guys are, we're in a focus room, and the guys are pitching to a room full of people. Hey, this is the new product, it's not on the market just yet. This is a prototype, but it's coming out this fall, and it's going to be this thing. And then they have to sometimes it's two guys competing against each other, and they have to be like, by raise of hands, who thinks my product should go to market, and whatever, whoever's gets the most hands wins. So that one, the product was Toilet Soldiers, and we were doing toys for this particular project. And the idea was that you get this, you go to Toys R Us or Walmart or Amazon, and you get this play set of action figures with like these little like forts and stuff that you hang on toilets that you incorporate with your real toilet at home. And it's like, oh, there's the battle set, there's the command tower that you hang off the toilet bowl, and it's like, oh, this guy's gonna go down to the water. And then the writers, our comedy producers, made commercials, like toy commercials,
like poop G.I. Joe toy commercials, kind of like.
Yeah, and like Casey wrote a song. Like a lot of the guys in the writers' room are musicians, so they all will write music for it. So like Toilet Soldiers, the commercial and the prop and the song, the whole package was my favorite thing we did for that particular bit.
I mean, it's pretty great.
Like, I'll have to send you the song. It's probably on Spotify. Just like Google Toilet Soldiers. It's like Toilet Soldiers! And it says toilet not included. But the product that I am honestly the most proud of, because it's hilarious, is something called Tire Baby. And so the writers, this is a long time ago, 2012 or 2014 or whenever it was. The writers someone wrote a toy which was Tire Baby, and it was literally a used tire with a smiley face painted on it. So I thought that was funny, but I was in the office on a Saturday, and I was building Sex Robot at the time.
You had Sex Robot, but you also had to pause for Tire Baby.
That's right.
Right.
That's
okay.
Right.
Just trying to track.
That's my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my life for 13 years. Anyway, So I get a tire. I go over to the west side where now it's Hudson Yards, but back then it used to be all automotive shops where it's where they kept all the horses for Times Square and the hot dog carts for all over the city, and it's where the cabs would get all the gas stations for the cabs and all the mechanics for the cabs. So you go there and there's like a stack of tires like 100 feet tall. And the guy's like, yeah, grab a stack of tires. So I grabbed a couple of tires and brought it back here. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the tire, and for some reason I had a couple of baby dolls in the office for a different bit. So I grabbed a baby doll, I ripped the head off, and I stuck it on top of the tire, and I laughed for an hour straight. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. So I bolted baby doll appendages to a tire. So it's the little head, and it's the arms, and it's the legs. And it was just the funniest thing ever.
That's fantastic, and I
loved it.
Wait.
And that's in the Staten Island Museum of Art. It's now officially in the permanent collection.
Your tire baby's in the Staten Museum of Art?
That's right. I've had a bunch of bucket list things that I don't realize were bucket lists until after they happen. And that's one of them. It's like I have a prop that's in a museum in the permanent collection that, like kids from the New York City area get to go in there and see this insane thing. And part of what makes me proud about my job is that when I was a kid, I didn't know this type of job existed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like with internet and with social media, you see now kids have much more access to what opportunities are out there. But I really didn't know this job existed at all.
Like, that's great that you're giving other kids the opportunity to see that there's a lot of creative opportunities out there if you aren't just like the cookie cutter financial manager lawyer type. Okay. So here's a question for our final thing that I would love to ask us to do. It is time for the art show.
Okay.
Are you prepared?
So prepared.
As a former gallerist yourself.
That's right.
We
had an art gallery.
We had an art gallery. You would put it together and I would do drugs and party there at the openings. And you would do drugs in the back. And
yep. That's right.
I feel
do you remember do you remember how much we'd smoke and we'd be so high and it just do you remember when the toilet overflowed?
No, but there was no point in time where that house was habitable for humans.
No. Someone showed up with an 8-ball and then the toilet overflowed and my friend Heiko, wearing a spaceman suit, fixed the toilet. And we had people in the apartment until 8 o'clock in the morning. That was our first opening. And then it just got increasingly more bananas.
When people describe my own life to me, I am exhausted. I'm someone described that to me now, I'd be like, are you kidding? Now it's the time for the art show. So what we're going to do is we're both going to take our heads off camera, put our hats on, pop back into camera, and do our tinfoil hat reveal. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, ready? One.
Wait, I'm not ready. Okay, I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Reveal.
Ma'am?
Okay, so we've got Abe Lincoln tinfoil hat over here. Are those feathers I see? Pew pew, pew pew. For mine, I decided I wanted the aliens to take me, so I added...
I like it.
Thank you. I wanted to actually attract aliens, so I did alien tentacles and eyes everywhere, and then I put a sign that said, "Take me to your leader. Ours won't provide healthcare." Because I was like, maybe I don't want to be protected from the aliens. Maybe I want to be protected.
How weird yours is. I went so straight with mine, which, for better or for worse, and you just went, it's so... Flaming Lips, Wayne Coyne, banana. It's
thank you.
HR Puffin stuff.
It seems like I could go do a lot of drugs in...
Go smoke a dude, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking
at Joshua
jump on the Magical Mystery Tour.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, and yours is incredibly presidential, which is what I like about it, because I kind of feel like I'm sitting with a world leader.
My name is Will Thaxton.
You look like you're about to do the Emancipation Proclamation on Mars. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
I'm about to give the Thaxtonburg address.
You are. Actually, speaking of the Thaxtonburg address, now that I finally got us in our tinfoil hats, we're here. The electromagnetic rays are not going through to our brains.
No, we're protected.
Can you please, we're protected. And speaking of protection, can you please regale me with your father's famous, world famous hand job story? Just...
Okay.
I mean, while I'm like, you know, when you like get dressed up, you're like, well, while I've got my hair done and I've got my fancy hat on, I would love to hear the hand job story from your dad.
Okay, you've heard this before. When was the last time you heard this story? Like 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's been 20.
Okay, I haven't told this story in a long time.
Thanksgiving dinner.
That's a different story.
This won't go anywhere. No one's gonna listen to this.
That was the Thanksgiving one. He was like, nymphos. You gotta stay away from nymphos. That was my dad's big advice on that. My father.
Right. Okay. Your dad had a lot of words of wisdom.
Yeah. So my father was from Lynchburg, Virginia, and he had a really, for the people who never got to meet him, he's gone, and I miss him. I think about him every day. But we lost him like a year ago or so. But he was from Lynchburg. He had a thick accent. He was a big personality. Oh, thank you. Big personality. Very charming, handsome.
Huge personality. Great accent.
It's just the best dancer in the world. He's like, hey, baby, he just loved.
Lit up a room. That guy.
Lit up a room. Loved people, and I spent a lot of time with him as a kid, and we drive around, and we'd always hear music on the radio, and he would teach me life lessons through song lyrics. He'd be like the love the one you're with. He'd be like, well, if you can't be with the one you love, then you got to love the one you're with. Or like the Cats in the Cradle came on, and this about the father not spending enough time with his son. And he turned to me and he's like, we spend enough time together? And I said, we spend too much time together, Dad. Or like, my
Turn that song off. Find the song about You Need to Leave Me Alone. Where's that song?
Yeah. Where's the song about leave your teenage son alone so he can, or whatever. My best friend's girl. So my best friend girl came on. It's like, she's my best friend's girlfriend. We all know the song. He's like, well, that's tricky. That's tricky. If you're in love with your best friend's girlfriend, that's a tricky situation. And then the line goes, but she used to be mine. He goes, oh, that's different. That's different. If she used to be yours, that's a different ballgame. And I was like, okay, I'm 12. Thanks, Dad. I don't understand. I don't understand the sexual politics of a new wave band from Boston, but whatever. Lola by the Kinks came on. And it's like la 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 la. He's like, okay, this song's about a man dressed as a woman. So that was, and it was all earnest and it was all sincere, and he was just like trying to, talk to me about life through the elaborate, beautiful rock and roll lyrics. Connect with his son and speak to me through rock. My father loved music as much as I do. Music was really, really important to him. So that's a long way to introduce who H.C. Thaxton was. So I'm in high school, and I think I had track practice or something. I came home kind of late, like 9:30 at night on like a Tuesday. I get in, and all the lights are off, except for my father's chair. My dad had this green leather chair that he sat in whenever he was home. And the TV was off, and he had his newspaper, and he had his mail, and he'd sit there and he'd go through his mail. He'd take his pants off, and he'd be wearing boxers, and then he'd put a kitchen towel over his lap so he didn't get the ink from the mail or from the newspaper on his lap. Did this every night during the week after dinner. But he'd watch Larry King, or he'd read the newspaper, he'd go through his mail. I mean, it was like, I can see it like it was yesterday. I come home, HC's in the chair, in his boxers, a stack of opened mail and a newspaper open. I'm like, hey, Pop, and my mother left some chicken breast that's been sitting in the island in the kitchen for 3 hours, and it's stone cold. He's like, your mother left some dinner if you're hungry. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm like, all right, Pop, I'm not that hungry. I'm just gonna go to bed. He goes, well, hold on. No, have a seat. So I come over and I sit down next to the couch, and he's like, and I had a girlfriend in high school at the time, and my mother had found condoms, I think, in the drawer of my bedside table. He's like, so now I know you two are all hot and heavy, and you know, oh, I love you, baby, I love you, you know, but it's you know, it's you're a teenage boy, and I know what boys are like, and blah blah blah. He's like, but it's dangerous out there with the STDs and the HIVs and I was like, yes, sir, it certainly is. And you know, when I was your age, I'd roll around the backseat of a car with a girl, and you know, I was worried about getting pregnant. But there's so many more things that you and people your age have to deal with, and it's scary. You know, it's a scary thing. And he's like kind of fumbling through the story, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to have this conversation right now. And he's like, so you know, I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my friends. And you know, I heard that the big thing with
Talk to his
friends about like his teenage son's like sex life.
He gives some thought to this. Okay.
And so I'm like, who did you fucking talk to, and why are you doing this? He goes, I talked to my friends, and I heard that the popular thing with the kids now is, and he kind of gets out of his chair and he like kind of walks over to me and he keeps his voice real low. He goes, is the hand job. And I go, all right, we're not having this fucking conversation. I get it. He goes, sit down. And he goes in a normal voice, he goes, hand jobs. I hear that the kids love them. And I was like, oh, Dad, like what? He's like,
you mean me?
Yeah, I hear the kids love hand jobs because you get what you want and she gets what she wants, and like she doesn't get what she wants, but in his eyes, like she gets to get out, she gets to leave, she gets to get out the door.
Her not getting pregnant was getting what she wanted.
Her not getting pregnant is the.
She doesn't get an STD tonight.
That's right.
That's the gift.
So it's a win-win. Everyone gets what they want. So he's hand job. I hear kids love him. And he's like, I've been talking to my friends. I'm like, who? Like what? And I'm like, and he's like, your hand jobs?
What?
Wait,
like, your friends suggested that you suggest to your son hand jobs?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, talk to the boy and see, like, you know, tell him that, like, hey, he'll believe you. Tell him that the kids love hand jobs. You know, kids are dumb. So I'm like, all right, Pop. I'm like, all right, hand jobs. That's cool. We're on the same page. That sounds good. So then I'm like, all right, Pop. Well, that's good. You know, in the future, I'll be nothing but hand jobs. So I'm gonna go to bed and have a good. He goes, and you know, I told your sister the same thing. And then I sit back down. I'm like, what? And he goes, I told your sister, you know, when she was your age, if someone was like getting hot and heavy, trying to get in the pants,
to give boys hand
give him a little hand job, and then give him a little hand job, and then, you know, keep out the door she go. I told her to keep a handkerchief and a purse. And I was like, okay.
I forgot that
that's
he
the
told
basic.
your
That's what
sister that he was like, Chandler.
Yeah.
I just love that he was trying to prevent STDs by encouraging your sister and you to do the hand. But also I love that he positioned it as, you know, kids love this. I love that he's like trying to make it like, here there's this thing out in the world now called a Nintendo. Here there's a thing some of the kids have been talking about.
Yeah,
called
it's
the old
Sega
HJ.
Genesis.
Have you given it a try?
Yeah, it's a big thing. I've told the story in many a bar, many a drunken night. I've told it to 10 people. I've told it to 5 people. I've told it to a room of 30 people. And it gets longer. It gets different. I haven't told the story about 20-some years. I don't really remember all of it. But every time I told that story, everyone was like, well, did you talk to your sister about it? I go, no, at the time I didn't. Well, cut to 10 or 15 years later, Chandler and I are drinking at a bar in Virginia Beach, and it's kind of late, and we got a load on, and it's kind of quiet. We're kind of just sitting there, and I go, Chandler, I gotta ask you something. I've been meaning to ask you. Did Dad ever give you like a talk about the wonders of the hand job? And she stopped, and she said, he told me to keep a handkerchief in my purse. I was like, he told me that. He told me the same story, and then he told me that he told you the story when you were in high school. So, that was my father, you know.
The funniest thing is that actually does live on as what a wonderful memory that is like a loving memory because it's so earnest.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's
just,
an
like,
earnestly
just,
thoughtful,
like, grabbing at straws, trying to be
and you
helpful.
realize that we're all just out here trying our best. He's trying to be
Yeah.
helpful, and he doesn't know how to be. It's so
Yeah.
earnest and sweet that I asked you to tell that story because I just wanted to hear it while I was wearing a tinfoil hat. But also, I actually think that that's just kind of a fantastic memory of what a wonderful guy he was.
He was the
So
best.
I appreciate your retelling of it.
You're very
was the
welcome. I
best.
hope I got it right.
Here's my final question for you.
Yes.
Did you have fun today?
I had a lot of fun.
Then my work here is done.
Then your work is done.
Then my work is done. If you had fun, my work is done. I want to thank my guest, Will, for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to get my serotonin going at the speed of a missile headed for children in the Middle East. This is all that brings me joy.